What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. This is going to be covering the penetrating shot rogue build that I have been running on stream. A lot of people have been wanting to see a build for it. Got plenty of you guys come into the TikTok as well as the YouTube and ask for builds for the build. Sorry, not builds. This is going to be a video discussing said build. I think this build is very strong. One of my favorites. We got 11.9 trillion. The only issue I have with this build is that sometimes the actual penetrating shot skill will just get lost. Like it's hitting everywhere here, but let's say if like the map has like a hole here where there's light coming in, you know, it's gonna go through that hole. And it happens pretty often. So like a lot of the times when you're farming Varashan, better penetrating, or not a penetrating, an eagle bear, you're actually not doing as much damage as you should, because the penetrating shot has to come back from the heels. With the eagle bear. Let's double check this. Yes, so it deals more damage. So you're missing multiplicative damage when you're fighting Darshan, because let's say this is her, it'll just keep going, and sometimes it'll go out of the map, which is really annoying. It doesn't happen to every boss. I have no problem with T12, which is actually one of the easiest bosses. Butcher can go a little bit iffy. What's another one that this really struggles against? Oh, dang. I'll have to take a look back at it and show you guys. But this is a T11. We're in a 115 Nightmare Dungeon right now. We actually need to figure out how to line these up properly. I just wish they would like tweak the penetrating shot to make it more magnetic, I guess is the term that I would use. I get that you want to have it bounce, but not all the time does it bounce. You see here, like, we're having to barrel stuff the bosses. There's another one. Penetrating shot goes through her, hits the rock behind her, and completely moves to the right, to the left. So that is just something that I would hope that they can, you know, maybe change. It doesn't really matter all too much unless you're in a boss. That's pretty much where you see it the most. Or if you're fighting a certain boss. I thought we weren't going to get that to 115 or 115. Besides that, this build pumps damage and it's insane. So there is the run for the pit. We're now going to get into the gear. We're going to get into the boss that I was telling you about. I think his name is Uravar. Let me double check that once we load in here. Yes, the boss that I was talking about besides Varashan is in fact Uravar. So Uravar, you have difficulty getting the penetrating shot to bounce off and come back because it's completely outside. And that's just like so frustrating because your build does a lot of damage and you want to see that damage, especially if you're taking the time to build the build, you know. So that's something I would hope they would maybe look into, or I don't know. But this is the gear that we're running. So we have an Air of Perdition. I have Tyrael's Might. It gives a lot of tankiness, as well as, like, that's how you see the little arrows. It's actually from the passive from this chest piece here. We have Neurotoxic Gauntlets, because we're constantly applying Weakened. Shrouded Gift. I actually want to change these to Temerity because I have Life on Kill. So I want to try Temerity out because this Eagle Horn is good, but it's not that great because it has Life on Kill. I would prefer like some other multiplicative damage like physical or vulnerable. We have Biting Cold Boots. It increases your cold damage and makes enemies vulnerable. We obviously have our Eagle Horn here, which I just showed you guys. It's okay. I mean, we transmogged it and got a max crit chance. So we have Ferocious on our neck, and dang, it's really hard to see. Oh, this is the attack speed one. So essentially, Ferocity is attack speed, and it increases your Ferocity. So you always, before a boss, you want to just be autoing, and then start pumping your damage because you'll have max stacks of Ferocity. We're running the Scoundrel's Kiss, so we can gain Ferocity, and also gives us skill damage for our marksman skills. We have a Ring of Starless Skies. I think I got this one on stream like 2 streams ago. It's actually pretty good. I mean, it could be a lot better. Don't get me wrong. It could definitely be a lot better, but you know, 15 item quality, it isn't that bad. We have Frozen Memories. It increases our cold damage, and we have Serpent's Bite on here for our other sword. I also wanted to test, like, if we took off Azarath and then put on Frostburn and then ran an Azarath sword, which I don't, here it is. Yeah, if we ran an Azarath sword. Now, I know I have a better one. It's probably on one of my other characters. I have like 4 other characters, but it's probably on one of them. But if you can get this thing to roll with like damage instead of shadow damage, the reason I haven't put this one on is because it has shadow damage, and you can't actually reroll any of these stats. But this is the reason why I haven't tried it yet. But that's what I'm thinking about, because we have Azarath as a unique charm. But what if we swapped it to Frostburn so we could deal more damage and then still get the passive from Azarath, and then get just the most perfect roll for Azarath, you know? Also, let's get into the Paragon really quickly. I'm just gonna go really slow for you guys so that you guys can see the Paragon. little disclaimer, I also don't take the credit for making this build. I didn't make this build. I found it on Mobalytics, but a lot of people have been asking me to show the build, make a build video, what's the guide. So this is what I'm running. You guys can also find this build in Mobalytics. I'm gonna leave a link in the description. But if you guys haven't, go subscribe, turn on that notification bell so you never miss a live stream. We do a lot of build crafting. It's just, you know, the rogue I wanted to go with was best because I haven't played penetrating shot in a very long time, and it's been near and dear. So thanks, peace.